What's up guys, it's Toby here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool news update video where we will talk about the Liverpool Union Saint-Gilloise game where Liverpool won 2-0. Gravenberch scored his first goal, but first we will talk about the Premier League panel saying and ruling that Diogo Jota's second yellow card shouldn't have been given. It didn't meet the threshold for being a yellow card, and also we have a further proof that ManCity are bribing Premier League referees and VAR referees. We will talk about that in detail later on in this video, but first let's talk about the Premier League's independent key match incidents panel. Dale Johnson is reporting this in the ESPN, on the ESPN website. He's a reputable journalist, and they ruled that Diogo Jota should not have been sent off in Liverpool's controversial 2-1 defeat to Tottenham. The report stated that the majority deemed the decision as incorrect. They felt it did not meet the threshold for a second yellow card. They didn't assess the first yellow card because that was not the yellow card that resulted in Jota being sent off, so they haven't checked that. But the first yellow card was even less of a yellow card than the second one, and many people said that the second yellow card was a yellow card, me included, but he hardly touched Udogie and he was so easily hitting the ground, falling over, diving, and Jurgen Klopp even highlighted this in his pre-match press conference. But now we have an independent panel who actually voted after analyzing the incident in detail, looking at multiple camera angles, and the majority of the panel voted that the second yellow card even shouldn't have been a yellow card. And the Premier League panel, this Premier League panel has 5 members made up of 3 former players and coaches plus 1 representative from the Premier League and the PGMOL. The judgment is not intended to be definitive, but to provide an assessment on all the major incidents, and the PGMOL and the clubs are likely to disagree with some of the results, of course, but not many people questioned the second yellow card that Jota got, but Jurgen Klopp questioned it, and in the end he proved to be right. According to the panel, Udogie has fallen over after very minimal contact from Jota. So now we have confirmed the Luis Diaz goal should have been given, that Diogo Jota shouldn't have been sent off, and of course Curtis Jones shouldn't have been sent off as well. That is the opinion of Jurgen Klopp and many football fans, that the Curtis Jones red card was very harsh, but that is kind of a 50-50 decision. The Jota 2 yellow cards are not. The Luis Diaz goal is definitely not. This is not just a few mistakes from the referees. This is done on purpose, and that's why the game should be replayed, but I don't think it will happen, even though Jurgen Klopp has said that would be the right thing to do. Let me know where do you stand on that debate in the comments below, and of course if you enjoy these videos, leave a like and support me through my Patreon. You get great benefits, and I also get some financial support to keep making these videos. Link is in the video description where you can check out all the details. And now let's talk about the further proof that the ManCity are bribing the referees, match fixing, and helping themselves win the Premier League title in the process, even though they have all the financial resources in the world. They spent more money than anybody else in the past like 10-15 years, and yet they are also paying off the referees, paying off the VAR referees to help them in games. Because in 2022, so last year, Everton got a PGMOL apology after Rodri's handball was not given as a penalty to them, and that was at 0-0, and ManCity won that game 1-0 when they won the title by 1 point, and in the end Everton lost that game 1-0, even though the Rodri clearly handled it. Do you remember that? The ball hit his hand here, hit his arm here, not here, not here, but here, and yet they didn't give a penalty. That was clear, a huge mistake by the referee, And it looks like it came out that this is done on purpose, because Liverpool lost the title by 1 point because this handball decision was not given. Also, another time, Wolves player, it hit him here when they played ManCity, and ManCity got a penalty for that. So this is not a handball, but this is a handball. Like, I'm done. That was in the same season when Liverpool lost the title by 1 point. I think we got 96 points, ManCity got 97 points. Last season, Arsenal got 2 apologies from the PGMOL, from the referees union, after 2 huge mistakes from referees that cost Arsenal 5 points. Guess what? Man City won the league by 5 points. So that's now 2 seasons where Man City won the league because of refereeing decisions. And then the biggest one, of course, Man City themselves have never ever received a PGMOL apology, even though they have apologized it 13 times to all kinds of clubs, to top clubs, mid-table clubs, clubs fighting against relegation. Yet Man City somehow wasn't on the receiving end of any controversial and any bad refereeing decisions, any mistakes. That is not a coincidence. We talked about this yesterday. If there are too many coincidences in a row, then it's not a coincidence at all. Then it's done on purpose. It's deliberate. So somehow the quality, the terrible quality of refereeing in this league never affects Manchester City, but affects their direct title rivals a lot. And we can talk about even going back further, when Liverpool lost the title when they got 97 points and Man City got 98 points. There were huge refereeing errors in that season. In 2013-14, when Man City won the title ahead of Liverpool, Raheem Sterling, who was still playing for Liverpool at the time, he was well onside, like more than half a meter onside. He was running clear through on goal. He rounded the Man City goalkeeper, scored, and the referee, the linesman, flagged for offside when it was never offside. But you can excuse that somewhat because there was not VAR back then. Against Luis Diaz, they also flagged for offside when Luis Diaz was miles onside as well. The fact that you can't excuse is that the VAR knew, the VAR referee knew that it was onside, yet they didn't award the goal on purpose, deliberately. And that's a big difference. And that's why Jurgen Klopp said a replay should be the right thing to do in the Tottenham-Liverpool game. So just to summarize, in the last 2 years, 3 apology-worthy mistakes have given 2 titles to Man City, the same team that has not been punished for 115 breaches of financial fair play rules in 15 long years. You hear a lot of praise for Man City and Guardiola from pundits, ex-players, from Sky Sports, and if Jurgen Klopp points out issues about financial fair play and VAR, he's said to be moaning, crying, whining, and he should move on. Interesting and quite an absurd logic, but this is where the agenda against Liverpool comes into place. The media, the majority of the English media hate Jurgen Klopp, they hate Liverpool, and they have a clear agenda against them. And it looks like Man City have some of the journalists in their pockets as well, because they always write favorable articles towards Manchester City. Not all of them, there are a few journalists who call them out for the sports washing, for the 115 breaches of financial fair play rules. But you don't see that mentioned very often, that Man City breached financial fair play rules 115 times, and yet they have done that many years ago, and yet they got no punishment for that. Still no punishment from the Premier League. How corrupt of an organization do you have to be when one of your members cheats multiple times, like 115 times, and you still don't punish them many years later? It's like the Premier League is going on like nothing happened. This is absolutely disgraceful. And now let's talk about the Liverpool Union game, where Liverpool dominated for pretty much the whole game. We had like 27 shots, 73% possession, but we needed a lucky goal. Ryan Gravenberch scored the rebound after the original shot was spilled by the Union goalkeeper in the 44th minute, just before halftime. But Ryan Ryan Gravenberch said, I'm just happy to score my first goal. Any kind of goal is a goal. So he's brimming with confidence. He's getting a lot more minutes. He said in his post-match interview that he's much happier at Liverpool because he's playing, he's getting more minutes, he's getting his confidence up. And also he praised Liverpool, saying that Liverpool did a great job signing loads of brilliant brand new midfielders and revitalized, rejuvenated the midfield area and the whole squad, and Liverpool did a really good job picking the midfielders that they did. McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, they are all brilliant signings. The jury is still out on Endo. He had an okay performance against Union, but Liverpool didn't have to do a lot of defending in this game. Trent Alexander-Arnold also started. He was quite good. He got the assist for I think the Gravenberch goal, and I think it was his shot that got spilled by the goalkeeper. And Jurgen Klopp said about Gravenberch, who is just 21 years old, and I think in a few years' time we could call his signing a real bargain. He said, I think it's really obvious how good Gravenberch is, what a talent he is. He's enjoying the situation, enjoying himself, that's very important. He gets step by step all the confidence back, that's really cool to see. We wanted to give him 90 minutes, but then we saw now he dropped a little bit and didn't want to go there with any risks, so that's why we brought on Dominik Szoboszlai for a few minutes. Everything goes in the right direction and that's really helpful. And Gravenberch described his goal as the easiest goal of his career. And Jota scored a typical Diogo Jota goal after a fantastic run, and he held off the defender and finished into the far corner after a really awesome Diogo Jota performance. And of course Jota played the whole game because he will be suspended for the Premier League game. Curtis Jones, who is suspended for 3 games, he came on in the second half, so he played the whole of the second half. And Jurgen Klopp was smart with the substitutions. Salah got 1 half, Nunez got 1 half, Luis Diaz got 1 half, McAllister got 1 half. So I think, and also Trent got some minutes under his belt. Gomez came on for him, and Konate and Kwanzaa did really well at the centre-back role. Tsimikas was also pretty okay as well. I couldn't really watch the whole game in full because I'm traveling and I had a dodgy stream on mobile that was interrupted and stopped because of the bad internet connection, but I will be back home on Monday, so really looking forward to making a lot more videos for you guys when I'm back. But later today I will upload a Liverpool career mode episode on FC24, so make sure to stick around for that video in the evening. And Jurgen Klopp said that we got the result that we wanted, but we knew that we can play better. But I really liked that we created a lot of chances, and that the goals that we scored were pretty nice as well, and also good performances. Trent Alexander-Arnold is back, Kwanzaa first international game, really good. Kostas Tsimikas much improved. So here Jurgen Klopp admits that Tsimikas didn't really start the season very well, and I also highlighted that in some of my previous videos. Ibu Konate, long, really good. And we could share with our situation now, because for Sunday we have only from our fantastic 5 attackers, we only have 3 players left for the front line because Gakpo is injured and Jota is suspended. And Jurgen Klopp said that we are already over the Tottenham game mentally. We focused today on the Union game. What was difficult for Liverpool is that it was actually so easy, so comfortable for Liverpool to just keep possession and to play, that sometimes they lost a little bit of focus and concentration because of that Union didn't offer much resistance. But in the end, the most important thing is the 3 points. We kept a clean sheet finally after a long time. I don't even know when was the last time Liverpool kept a clean sheet, and we have 6 points, so Liverpool are looking good to qualify to the knockout stages, and hopefully we will win the group so we can have a bye in the next round. And let me know what you think about all the topics that we talked about in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.